Hey, this is Seth, and in this video, I'm going to answer the question, what is the difference between my digital marketing course and Google's digital marketing courses? Their professional digital marketing certificate program and Google's Garage digital marketing program. A lot of people come to me after seeing my webinar and hearing about my course and say, hey, why should I pay for your course when I can get these really low-cost training programs from Google so easily? And in this video, I'm going to give you the answer because there is a huge difference between my program and what Google is offering. And so I'm going to get very in-depth, very detailed so that you can fully understand the benefits of my program versus Google and make an informed decision before you move forward. One of the things you're going to notice is obviously it says Google, professional certificate. It sounds very impressive, but the actual information being taught is very, very surface level. Now it says the program includes over 190 hours of instructions and practice-based assessments. That is really, really misleading. So what you have in this program is 7 courses, okay? Now, the first course, the Foundations, is a incredibly basic introduction to digital marketing, and the second course, Attract and Engage Customers, is supposed to teach SEO and SEM, which is basically SEO is how to get a website to rank higher in Google search results, and SEM is search engine marketing or pay-per-click advertising, where you can pay money to have your business show up in Google searches. And these are the 2 top primary in-demand skill sets that my students get jobs in. Now it says here, look, if you click on this particular course, it says that this is 21 hours to complete, and it's going to teach you how to optimize website content, explain the purposes of SEO, understand search engine marketing, right? Now, let's actually look at what's being taught here. First of all, this is week one. It says 6 hours to complete this week 1, but there's only 43 minutes of actual videos and 10 readings. So that's kind of like, why would it take you 6 hours to complete 43 minutes of videos? That doesn't make sense mathematically. And you're going to see the same issue with almost every other section of every course in this certification program. 3 hours to complete 47 minutes, 5 hours to complete 30 minutes, 6 hours to complete 50 minutes. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I thought this too. I said, okay, well, maybe the readings are really in-depth. Maybe they're very long. But look at this. This is a 20-minute case study about Google Ads, which is essentially this long, guys. Is it going to take you 20 minutes to read this much information? And it's not. This is not really a case study. It talks about the background of this flower company, the challenge because it's a local business. They hired a marketing company. That's funny, to assist with the ads, and then they got better results. That's not a case study, guys. That's an advertisement. Literally, there's nothing in depth here that explaining like how Google Ads actually helped this company in terms of real numbers, real results. It's like a page long, and they say it's 20 minutes of reading. And so again, when you see these sections that say, oh, it's going to take 6 hours to complete, people think, oh, it must have a lot of content. Like literally, it's like a page, and they're saying it's going to take you 20 minutes to complete. That's really misleading. Now, I'm not saying that any course should have to be, 300 hours, but they say it's like really in-depth training when it's in fact very, very basic. And I'm going to actually take you inside the one of these courses, because again, you can audit this for free. Actually, I got access to this for free. Most of the videos, like let's say this is about keyword research and SEO, consist of this gentleman talking to the camera. There's not even any kind of screen capture of interfaces or websites. It's just this gentleman speaking to the camera. And what he says right here is absolutely telling of how superficial this training is.
Doing keyword research, there are tools that can help you. These tools provide data on how many times people search for keywords. They also provide how competitive a certain keyword is. Keyword research varies depending on the organization you work for, and also can be somewhat based on opinion. It is also something best learned on the job, so we won't spend time on it in this program.
Hold on a second.
However,
I'm trying not to pause this. So there you go. So no disrespect to this gentleman or to this course, but I mean, that's pretty alarming. Okay, they say keyword research is really important. There are a number of tools that you can use to do keyword research that help you determine search volume and competition, but we're not going to talk about that because it's best learned on the job. That's crazy, especially since they're advertising this program as something that's supposed to help you get a job. They even talk about it says earn a career credential, build the skills to get job ready. How are they going to say to you that one of the main skill sets they're not going to teach you because you'll learn it on the job? That's insane. That's not getting you job ready. This, like I said, this is very, very superficial. They don't even mention all the tools that you can use or all of the work that's involved in keyword research. Basically, they just have like a 3-minute video, a 4-minute video, a 6-minute video. I mean, this is very, very superficial. And if you look into my course, just to give you the overview, I have a lot of videos about the overview of SEO. And then we have over an hour of videos on actual keyword research, which isn't even enough. It's just enough to get you, again, to understand keyword research. And then we have a site audit where you're going to implement a lot of what you've learned about both keyword research and on-site, on-page SEO. And then we talk about the Search Console, GMB Local. There's a checklist. There's stuff about ranking factors, site speed, off-page SEO, advanced content. I mean, there's just so much to SEO. And for these guys to come in here and say they're going to teach you SEO and then to give you literally what is it again? Let me just double check here because I have it right here. So digital marketing, SEO, literally 47 minutes of videos. Now there is another section on SEO, but it is just as superficial as the first. They get into a little bit more information, but I'm going to show you they talk about Google Search Console, meta tags and title tags and meta descriptions, which is the most very, very basic aspect of SEO. So it talks about title links and snippets. Again, one page. Literally, guys, one page that it's supposed to take you 20 minutes to go over this talks about basically changing your title tags, which is an aspect of SEO, but it's such a basic aspect of SEO. And then it says establish your business on Google, and it's basically telling you how to set up a Google My Business account. But I don't understand why they don't have a video on this. Now, if you want to learn more about Google Search Console, and again, guys, I have a whole thing in here about Search Console. We have videos about it. We have videos on GMB Local. There's just so much more to setting these things up than these guys let you know about. And what are they doing here is they're actually just giving you a link. Again, this says 20 minutes of reading, and it's a link to a playlist from Google about how to set up Google Search Console, which is fine, but this is all on YouTube. So why it's not part of this incredibly respectable certification program. Now, if you looked at any of my student testimonials, you're going to see that about half my students are working in SEO or search engine optimization. People like Ivy, who's doing SEO for Crate and Barrel, Noel, who's doing SEO content marketing, and then the other half are working in paid search, PPC, SEM. Like Ike here, who is doing is a senior analyst with SEM and emerging media, making $80K a year. And what is SEM or PPC or paid search, which is the thing that we're going to be talking about right here, search engine marketing and display advertising. It is basically Google's entire fortune is built on ads like this. Let's say I put in flights to Maldives into my Google search box. The top result is Expedia, and this is an ad, meaning when I click this, Expedia is paying anywhere, who knows, it could be 50 cents, it could be $5 for that click to their website. And that is what Google's entire massive fortune is built upon, that kind of advertising. Even if you've never clicked one of these ads, enough people do, and companies or millions of companies advertise here, and they need professionals to actually manage that advertising. And that's, again, how my students get jobs like this. David here is making $80K doing Google Ads senior manager. See Google Ads. You can see it right there. So here's a chart explaining Google's advertising revenue from these Google Ads. And you can see it went from as low as $10 billion in 2006. Now it's around $209 billion. So this is the foundation of all of their incredible success. So how much time are they dedicating to teach you how to use Google Ads? Well, you've got 49 minutes of training. Now, you really think 49 minutes of videos is going to really help prepare you to get a job in this field? No. Even with their 12 readings, this is not, and they say it's 6 hours to complete. I don't understand why you think it would take 6 hours to complete 50 minutes of video and 12 readings. But it's definitely very, very superficial. But also, this is the worst way to learn Google Ads from the company itself. And this is basically what I say in my webinar, which is that Google is like a casino, okay? They advertise that it's like very, very easy to make money with their advertising platform. Like this casinos say, you're going to need a bigger wallet. They have pictures of people winning. They never show the pictures of the people who've just lost all their money at the casino because their job is to get more customers and get more money into the system. So with Google, you know, it's a casino. They're like the house. Now, they get paid per click. Now, going back here, this is something from my webinar I teach, is that Expedia is paying money for people to click on this ad, even if it was set up improperly, even if it's showing to the wrong people. It doesn't matter. Google gets paid no matter what. So Google's entire approach to everything is to get people to spend more money and to not give them the true insights into how to actually make their system work for them. And they, of course, won't tell you that, right? But that's why there are so many agency jobs, because the agency is basically there to help protect the advertiser against Google. And they say it's so easy to learn, but in their entire, 6 hours, not 6 hours, 50 minutes of videos, they don't even have like one video that takes you through the interface. Once again, it is very basic videos with this gentleman talking to the camera. Now, when you're learning sophisticated online platforms or concepts, you need to actually see what it looks like inside the platform itself, which is why, in my course and in my videos, I take you into the actual setup of an account so you can actually see what it's like.
All right, guys. So now
what it's like. And there's a lot more to Google Ads than you could ever learn in 50 minutes or in the, these few videos that they have. If you actually break down the 49 minutes of videos that they do provide, you've got a welcome video and a basic like understanding the benefits overview video. This common SEM terms page is so superficial, guys. I mean, yes, clicks, impressions. They don't even talk about click-through rate, ROI. They don't get into anything that an actual employer will care about in any depth. This is very, very basic stuff. And it says 10 minutes for you to read this. Then common SEM ad formats. And then 3 minutes of this. This is
working in-house as
Google calls
product
a
liaison.
ads product liaison, which essentially she's a salesperson for Google who's going to try to encourage you to spend more money on their product. So you get 3 minutes talking with her. And then when it talks about understanding Google Ads, you've got 5 minutes on keywords, 4 minutes on best practices, and that's it. That's really it. Like, that is like 9 minutes about Google Ads. Like, nobody is actually going to be able to create an effective campaign from this information. And the rest of the course is about what they call display advertising, which is basically where the ads show up like here on websites. This is part of the Google Display Ad Network or on YouTube. And that is a really advanced and difficult way to advertise. Definitely not recommended for beginners or small business advertisers. And most of my students, almost none of my students actually get jobs involved with display advertising. Eventually, further into their career, they might, but they all start out with search. So this is just, this is like a ridiculously wasteful and inefficient part of this program. Now, just to compare that quickly to what I teach in my course, I have my core Google Ads training, which includes not only an overview of everything, but also, again, an in-depth demonstration of how to set up an account, match types, proper account structure, but also how to defend yourself and your client against Google's automation. And again, their goal is to make money, not necessarily to help you as an advertiser. So as a search engine marketing professional, part of what you need to learn is how to not listen to Google and do what is actually working for your accounts. And I get into all that just in the course section here. And there's just so much to it. And also the interface itself is so complex for a newcomer. And once you get used to it, it's easy to handle. But upon setup, I mean, for these guys to like put together this training and not even show you how Google Ads interface works, it's like, it's absolutely not going to help you get a job if you cannot understand how the Google Ads interface works. So I teach you that. I also give you a checklist, and I basically teach you all of the mistakes that are usually made in an account that cause it to waste money and why it doesn't perform. I have a spreadsheet assignment which teaches you how to properly structure an account, which again, they're not getting into that into this training. My coaches review your assignments. I get into pivot tables, remarketing, the ads editor, budget pacing, automated bidding, and some more sample assignments from actual employers. There's just like so much to getting a job in Google Ads with Google Ads and SEM, and this like 20 minutes of videos and hearing from a ads product liaison is not going to do that. Now I focused a lot on the second course in this certificate because again that's where they claim to be teaching you SEO and SEM, which are the most in-demand high-income skills, but they don't, as I've illustrated, teach you that in any depth or meaningful way. The next course is From Likes to Leads, Interact with Customers Online, and this is about social media marketing. But the thing that most people don't understand about social media marketing is that social media marketing or being a social media specialist is not a high-income skill. As you can see here, social media specialists make an average of $13.88 an hour versus digital marketers that make $63,000 a year. That's almost double what digital marketers. And when I say that means people who are doing paid search ads, Google Ads, SEO, and paid social, meaning Facebook ads. Now, this course that these guys, the Google course, doesn't teach you anything about Facebook ads. How could they? It's Google. They're not going to teach you that. They talk to you about things like, first of all, this 20-minute, reading here is about types of social media platforms: Facebook, LinkedIn, blogging, Instagram, Pinterest. I mean, I think most people are aware of these platforms. But again, there's no detailed instruction on how to actually publish things. And they're talking about planning out what kind of content to post on social media. But what they don't explain is, they don't explain how to do this in any kind of depth. It's all very, very general, as you can see here. And again, with the talking head videos. But they also don't point out the fact that these jobs where you're just putting together a content calendar and posting content is a very low paying job versus paid Facebook ads, which they don't talk about. So that's that whole course. And then email marketing is, again, it's a good skill set to have, but once again, they teach, you can see from the previous courses, it's very, very general explanation of email marketing. And again, analytics, I'm going to talk about this more. Analytics is like also a very, very valuable skill set, but Google Analytics, like, let me just show you. I just want you to see that, I mean, analytics is measuring and tracking visitors to your website, but you can see like it's a lot of stuff to learn, and it's complex, and there's a lot of dashboards and screens to understand. There's a lot of information to interpret. There's like a breakdown of all the sources and the mediums for your traffic. There's a lot of different buttons. There's so many different, there's secondary dimensions. There's all of these goals. There's so much to it. But within the course here, you're still just getting these talking head videos. So like Angela, make data analytics work together for performance. It's still just somebody.
My name is Angela,
talking.
and I am.
Sorry. She's just talking about general concepts. Okay, they're not even giving you one like screenshot of an actual analytics account for you to actually understand how to really do this. So it's the same thing we saw with the other course. It's the same thing with the email marketing and with e-commerce. And again, with e-commerce, they're talking to you about how to set up a mock e-commerce store with Shopify. What's the point of this if you don't understand how to do SEO or PPC properly, you're not going to be able to drive relevant traffic to one of these stores. And so, again, none of the stuff you're learning here, including customer loyalty, is going to actually help you get a job. As you know, in my course, you may have seen you may have seen my digital marketing walkthrough videos. You know, I take you step by step through the actual job postings and all of the specific metrics and skill sets that are needed to get the job. And I talk to you about actually how to put together your resume, providing you with a resume template, projects, interview guidance, mock interviews, how to put your LinkedIn together. None of that is covered in any of these courses, even after however many hours they say it is. So I hope now you can understand what I mean when I say that. I mean, this, again, it's a very low cost. You can even try it out for free, and then it's like $14 a month. So it's not a financial risk. It's just a waste of your time, basically. I mean, if you go and do this, it's not going to hurt you. If you put the certificate on your LinkedIn, it could look nice. But again, when you actually get into a job interview, the information provided here is not going to give you the type of ability to speak freely and knowledgeably about these topics in any depth or meaningful way that will compel a hiring manager to want to give you a second interview. Now, I wanted to jump over here to this thing called Learn Digital with Google, called Google Digital Garage, which is it's very similar, and I'm kind of just going to be repeating a little bit of what I said in the Coursera course. Basically, it's the same thing. It's a free training that's claiming to give you like ways to build your career, but it's also very, very shallow. The Fundamentals of Digital Marketing has the most content, and it's essentially the same stuff as you saw in the other program. One of the things I was going to point out here is once again, make it easy for businesses to find you on the web. This is like SEO training. And then back to the advertising. Let's talk about improve your search campaigns. So like they're teaching you, it's again about search engine marketing, Google Ads, but again, it's all these videos that you can find, by the way, right on YouTube, and it's all free. This is all free stuff. It's not going to hurt you. But what you can see is that it's all, you know, there's an occasional little graphic insert, but it's mostly a talking head when explaining something, and no detailed screen captures of actual interfaces giving you step-by-step instructions on how to actually set up a campaign. And it's also, as you can see, a 5-minute video, a 2-minute video. It's very, very short, and it's just like the other course that we just talked about. But the other thing I wanted to talk to you about that I thought was kind of funny is that this one actually has, in addition to the basics of SEO and SEM, it says career development, and you think, oh my gosh, this is great. So I really like the land your next job. I'm being sarcastic. I do not like this because this is like 28 minutes. It says 28 minutes, and basically it's talking to you about a CV or resume. And I want you to just see how basic this video is.
Here are tips for writing a great CV. Keep it concise and clear, placing the most important and recent information at the top. Remember to proofread for correct spelling and grammar. Avoid overuse of formatting, such as bold, italics, or underlining.
You can see, guys, I mean, that's just a little clip from this. I mean, that's what the whole video is like. It's the most basic resume stuff you'd find on any YouTube video. It's like, yeah, make sure your address is updated and your phone number is the most recent phone number, and don't make spelling mistakes. There's no actual guidance on how to put the resume together. What specifically digital marketing hiring managers are looking for, what type of keywords or ways of customizing the resume you should have. It's just very generic, basic information. Again, this is a free course, so I mean, I wouldn't expect that much from it, but a lot of people see the word Google, and Google says, land your next job. I'm like, dude, nothing in this entire training is actually going to give you specific enough guidance to help you get an entry-level job in digital marketing. So basically, guys, if you've been debating between my course and any of these other courses, it's really not a fair comparison to the other courses because, like I said, they do have the Google name, but the depth of information it's very, very shallow. It's also very cheap, so you could try it if you'd like to, and then you will, if you get a job from doing this, then more power to you. I think that would be great, but I haven't seen any or heard of anybody, even in their reviews, that said they actually got a job from applying everything that they learned in the course. Whereas if you've looked at my course, you've seen my YouTube channel, I've been doing this since 2016. I have testimonial after testimonial. Even this student here who had a $80,000 MBA and couldn't find a job until he took my course. 21-year-old making $50K a year. And it's because I provide really detailed, in-depth almost annoyingly detailed instructions on not only how to gain the skills, but how to communicate those skills effectively to a hiring manager when you don't have any previous experience. And these courses just don't. And honestly, again, for $14 or for free, you really can't expect the type of in-depth guidance or support or feedback that you get in a course like mine. So I really don't mean to toot my own horn. I'm just saying this is based on 6 years of results. And I invite you to check out my free masterclass to learn again more about the field and more about the training, or click the other link below to see more details on the full training itself, the 40 hours of videos, the assignments and the feedback, the coaching calls, the community, the network, all the stuff that makes my course different and better than these Google courses, just objectively so. And if you have any questions or you have any comments or you don't agree with me, that's fine. You can leave those below. And hopefully this has helped you guys out, and I will see you in the next video.